Hi there. Welcome back to another quick and easy watercolor painting. My name's Rod Bergeron, and today we're going to paint this area that I really enjoy going to. It has a bit of a gully in it, and we're going to put a little bit of a blue sky in here. And as always, we're going to let the colors sort of, just blend together, do whatever it is that the colors are going to do, and not try to augment it too much, okay? I'm going to pick up some Payne's gray here. We're going to put a little bit of Payne's gray in here because there's sort of a tree line up on the top of each side of this ravine, and down here in the bottom of this is these I guess they're dogwoods that grow down in there, and we're just going to let that sort of all bleed together. I'm going to put a little bit of this in here. This is sienna. Just let that all sort of bleed together. All right, I'm going to put a little bit of Payne's gray across here, a little bit more intense than that, and just sort of one brush stroke, one swoop across there. Don't try to use a little brush. I want you to use a big expressionistic kind of a brush. We're going to put a little bit of yellow ochre. I didn't rinse my brush out. I'm just going to pick up a whole bunch of this yellow ochre and go right across there. I'm going to go right into the pan and make it a little bit more intense in color. Put that yellow ochre right across there. I'm also going to put a little bit of yellow ochre in a few places there, and maybe down into here also. I'm going to build a couple of areas with some brush on it down here across the front. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to use this is my #1 watercolor brush, and I've sharpened one end of it. And those of you who have watched me before know I use this quite often. I'm just scribing some lines into a few lines into the paper. I'm going to do the same up here also. I'm going to put in a few lines for some trees. And down here in the bottom where I want to make this little bit of a growth in the bottom down here. Just going to scribe through there. I'm going to make a few of them a little bit longer, a few of them a little bit shorter, to kind of make it look the way that trees would grow in nature. This is a little bit of Payne's gray. I'm just going to drop in here. This is right out of the pan, so it's not really a wash. This would probably be considered dry on wet. And I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to take my #1 watercolor brush that I sharpened the end of it, and I'm just going to scribe a few lines through there. I might even make a few that are going, sort of left to right. And I'm going to scribe out of there like that. Okay, that's not too bad. I'm going to take my brush now and I'm going to rinse it out really, really well. And I'm going to pick up a whole bunch of this green that I have. Okay, this is sap green. And I'm going to make it a little bit more intense than that. And I'm tapping the brush onto the page, okay? Tapping. Trying to get the pigment off the brush and onto the page. And however it is it mixes together there is how it mixes together. Don't try to control it or augment it or change it around too much. I'm going to touch a little bit of that green across the bottom there too. All right, so what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to pick up a whole bunch of sienna. And I'm going to, in one swoop, I'm going to go from one side of the page to the other, and hopefully it just all sort of catches together and starts to blend together. Okay, so you can see I got quite a bit of pigment on this brush, and I'm just going to just that. And at this point, you need to not touch that anymore, okay? You need to just let it air dry and just let it mix all together, okay? All right, let's let this dry and see what we get. All right, that turned out pretty cool. I mean, I like the way that this tree line sort of fell into the background back there. You know, that little bit of white space on there. I don't ever mind leaving those white spaces on there. I mean, some people get all caught up in it. These little brush across the front here, the dark versus the light makes a really good contrast. So yeah, this one actually turned out pretty good. This is actually pretty close to the way that I seen this, with this little bit of scrubby redness in the foreground and trees in the background like that. Yeah. Okay, thanks a lot for watching. If you're currently a subscriber, I appreciate it very much. And if you're not currently a subscriber, please consider subscribing to my channel. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to know where you're from. If you could drop me a comment in the comments section, let me know where you're from. I'd really appreciate it. Thanks for watching today, and we'll see you again next time.